Sometimes online dating can be so tedious, you just want somebody else to do the work for you. That's where Tawkify comes in. Hey, welcome to Online for Love, your resource for online dating by the numbers. Today we're going to be reviewing the dating/matchmaking site Tawkify. Tawkify is different than most other dating apps and services on the market because it is a matchmaking service, so real humans are going to be helping you out rather than AI. This might be a really good thing, maybe it doesn't really work out. So we're going to talk about the pros, the cons, and everything that you need to know about Tawkify before you even sign up. But before we dive into this review, are you sure that Tawkify is even the right website that you should be researching for yourself? You have to go to our free online dating site quiz, which will pair you with your perfect online dating site. It's free, it's quick, it's easy, it's fun, and it'll pair you with the perfect site for you. So I'm really curious. Go ahead and take the quiz, then come back and comment below what you got. And I wonder if Tawkify is actually the one for you after all. So I'm going to separate this review into 5 key sections that are all important points that you have to know before signing up for Tawkify. So we're going to talk about the features of Tawkify, the sign-up process, the demographic makeup, the pricing, and the pros and cons. So unlike a lot of other dating sites out there, Tawkify doesn't really have many features because the main feature is that it's different than other sites and it is a real human who is going to be helping you find your match rather than you actually be the one to search for and swipe and all that. Once you sign up to the service and you are approved, which we'll talk about that whole process later, you'll be assigned a matchmaker in your area that you are liking, and then from there everything is in their hands. Your personal matchmaker will go through the database of people in their area and will try to match you with the perfect person based on your preferences and their preferences. So Tawkify actually claims to have about 75,000 single people in their database. Although there isn't official data to necessarily prove this, it is what they're claiming. So your matchmaker will go through the whole process of researching, of searching for people, of chatting with them, of seeing if they will work for you and judging it based off of the info that they know as well as their intuition. And they could go as far as even to help plan your date. Your matchmaker would set up your date based off of your common interests with your potential partner. So if you're both into sports, maybe a date would be getting tickets to a football game or a soccer game or something like that. That being said, it's interesting because you really are putting everything into your matchmaker's hands. I mean, you know just about nothing of the person you're going to meet and the details of the date. It's sort of like blind dating maxed out. So that sort of encompasses the features of this site because it is so different. But a feature that they don't have that we have here on YouTube is to thumbs up this video and hit subscribe. So when you like our video and when you subscribe, it really helps us out because it tells YouTube that people are enjoying our videos, so therefore they push it out for more people to see. So we'd really appreciate your thumbs up and subscription. Now let's move on and talk about the sign up process of Tawkify. So when you sign up for Tawkify, you will provide your gender and the gender that you are seeking. So it's interesting because you can seek for a genderqueer, transgender, male or female partner, but you can't provide whether you are a genderqueer or transgender, so that's kind of strange. And you'll provide your location and the areas where you could be matched. So, you know, anywhere from Tulsa, Oklahoma City, to Seattle, Olympia, Washington, etc. You'll also need to provide your birthday, and you'll also need to provide your ethnicity, your religious identities as well, if you have any, and then your height. You can even be 7 feet tall. And then you can say if height is a factor in your match preferences or not. Then you can provide your income level, so from either less than for 40,000 up to a millionaire plus. And you can say if income is a factor in your match preferences or not. Then you can provide your occupation, your interests, your reason for profiling. Those reasons include things like freeing yourself from the hassle of planning and scheduling dates, or just curious about having a personal matchmaker, as well as a few others. Then you'll need to provide how did you find this service, and any other dating or matchmaking services that you use or are using. Something to note about this website is it was giving us difficulty when trying to sign up. Pressing the next button Like, it just does not work well. So that's definitely an issue that you might happen across when you sign up for this site, just as a heads up. You will then be asked to provide your top qualities in a match. So something like a great sense of humor, or maybe someone who's sporty or who loves pets, something like that. You can even elaborate on that in a section where you can tell them more. Then you must provide your relationship goal, where it can go from anything from I'm still figuring it all out to I'm searching for my life partner and everything in between. Then you can elaborate on that as well if you so choose. Then you must provide your best traits, something like an established career, could be even your weightlifting ability or your cooking or your artistic mindset, anything like that would go here, and you can elaborate if you so choose. From there, you'll just be adding photos, and then you will have to start to pay for your subscription, so we'll get into that after. So only your future matchmaker will be able to see this info about yourself. You'll be in a database that only matchmakers can access, so your info is not for other users. It's just for your matchmaker. You will have to wait for your account to get approved, but when it does, you will need to have a meeting with one of your matchmakers that you will be using, and from there they can go ahead and start the whole process. When you're creating a profile of any sort, sometimes it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Your profile, whether it being read by a matchmaker or a potential match themselves, is crucial because it is the basic info about yourself. It is your first impression, and it's super important when online dating. That's why we have actually created free online dating profile guides for both men and for women. So these free guides will help give you lots of tips and tricks and put you in the right direction to have a profile that attracts the type of relationship in person that you are specifically looking for. They're totally free, so definitely click the link in the description and check out our guide. Now let's move on and talk about the demographic makeup of Tawkify. So Tawkify does not actually release official information about its demographic makeup, or a lot of info actually about itself. So this could be because they really talk up the fact that they keep all of their clients' information super confidential. This is what we do know though. So Tawkify is based and operates in the US and Canada, with over 50 matchmakers working in more than 30 major cities such as LA, Dallas, Boston, Atlanta, Denver, etc. And they claim to have over 75,000 members. If you're living in a super rural area, this probably won't be a very effective site for you to use. Without having demographics published, it's hard to know more details about the age range of the average client or anything like that. So we're just going off of what is actually available. What is interesting about demographics though is that people who like and subscribe to Online for Love YouTube channel tend to get lots of love success. So you should probably do that. Let's move on and talk about the pricing of Tawkify. So on Tawkify's website, they claim that their pricing can cost anywhere from $99 a year to $8,000 a year. That's quite the gap. So let's dive into the details of their pricing system. So first off, there's actually two major differences in the type of client you can be on this site. You can be a matchmaker client or a matchmaker member. If you choose to be a matchmaker member instead of a client, this is where you'll pay $99 a year, which sounds like a deal, but let's look into the details of that. When you are just a member, there are no guaranteed dates. When you're a member, you don't actually get that one-on-one with a matchmaker. You're just in the pool of possible people to match somebody else with. So your chances of success drastically decrease when you have this type of membership. However, if you want to be a client, this is where you will pay the big bucks, but you do get more chance of success out of it. You'll get to work with your matchmaker and be involved in the whole process. So the matchmaker client prices go as follows. So for 3 months, it'll cost you $1,497. For 6 months, it'll be $2,694, and for 12 months, it's $5,088. However, it's very important to note that these prices vary based on the city that you're in. So you could be paying upwards of $8,000 or less, depending where you are and the varying price ranges. So you have to apply for at least 3 months worth of membership. However, if you apply for a longer term membership, anything after the 3 months mark can actually be refunded if you so choose, but not the 3 months. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the pros and cons of this site. So the first pro is obviously personalized matchmaking. This is super different than just trying to find a match yourself on regular dating sites, and you have a lot of people working behind the scenes specifically to help you find a perfect person for you. The second pro is that you're saving time. You don't need to scroll and scroll and scroll forever and weed through so many different people who aren't a good fit for you. You will save your time by having somebody else do the hard work for you. Security is the next pro. You don't have to worry about fake profiles because everyone on this service is vetted and they are real people. A high success rate. So Tawkify claims to have an 80% success rate. That is to say, you will find a date who you have a connection with. Date planning. You don't have to worry about that anymore. That's off of your hands. So let's move on to the cons. So one of the cons is that you have no control over the process. Your matchmaker is the judge, jury, executioner of any potential matches you have, and you don't have a say. The next con is a limited amount of dates. If you are a client, you will get maybe 1 date a month, and if you choose the member option, you are not guaranteed any date. The next con is maybe overly high expectations. So you do need to manage your expectations when going through with a service like this. People have high expectations when it comes to matchmaking services because they are advertised as something beyond regular dating. So you think you're going to get your perfect match out of this. It's not necessarily true. And the last con is a long process. This is not something quick. It can take many months to find someone to match you, and you have that instant gratification when you use other dating sites, maybe like Tinder or something, where you can quickly swipe and start talking right away. There's not really that instant gratification here. You will have to wait for your results. So in conclusion, is Tawkify worth it? It depends. There are many pros, there are many cons, and ultimately this is up to you. Do you want to divulge that paycheck to them? Do you think it's worth the money? I'm really curious to know. Please leave in the comments your opinion if you would pay that much money for a matchmaking service. If Tawkify is not the site for you, you realized after watching this, or you want more options, definitely feel free to check out our free online dating quiz. This will pair you with your perfect site. So if Tawkify is not for you, don't fear. Click the link in the description. Take the free quiz. That will help you out. But thank you so much for watching this video. Please give a like if you liked it and subscribe if you loved it. And hopefully we'll see you here again at Online for Love. Thanks. Bye.